As Luke Skywalker raced towards the Death Star's thermal exhaust port in Episode 4, we see Darth Vader sense Luke's force sensitivity for what appears to be the first time. But what isn't shown in Episode 4 is that Vader had previously reached out and sensed the Rebel pilot's powerful presence in the Force well before his final trench run, prompting Vader to see the attack as a far greater threat than he realized. In this video expose, we'll see the first time that Vader sensed Luke's force power during the Battle of Yavin, which occurred well before the final trench run that would see Luke destroy the Death Star. Although we don't see it on screen in Episode 4, Vader did far more during the Battle of Yavin than simply engage the Rebellion starfighters. Having just annihilated the Y-Wings of Gold Squadron within one of the battle station's trenches, Vader and his elite TIE pilots within the 61st Squadron broke off from their dogfights to confront what they saw as a bigger problem. An Imperial medical shuttle just departed from the Death Star, and after reaching out with the dark side, Vader recognized that it was full of Imperial deserters. When the shuttle ignored Vader's order to return to the battle station, the Sith Lord's hatred of all things connected to the Death Star surged. For Vader, the Rebel X-Wings could wait, and he would deal first with the traitors, showing them the consequences of resistance. But the shuttle was being flown by one of the best Imperial pilots stationed at the battle station, and Vader failed to dispatch of the deserters on his initial attempt. As Vader's anger only grew, he swung around to follow the fleeing shuttle and prevent their escape. However, before Vader could again close the distance, one of the TIE pilots of Black Squadron informed him that another trio of Rebel X-Wings were not just making another run at the Death Star, but they were focusing on the same trench targeted by the Y-Wings. Vader was no fool and recognized that the coordination in the starfighter attack had to mean the rebels knew something the Empire didn't. At that point, Vader immediately reached out with the dark side, seeking any information he could on the vulnerabilities focused upon by the rebel attack. But what he found was even more disturbing. Vader sensed a powerful presence in the Force emanating from one of the rebel pilots. The pilot's strength in the Force was as powerful as any Jedi Knight he had encountered. He could feel the energy coming from the pilot in palpable waves, and although it wasn't being controlled in the way a Jedi would, Vader instantly knew this was a far greater threat than the Imperial shuttle. Seeing that the rebels likely knew of some important target within one of the trenches, and a powerful Force user was part of the assault, Vader ordered his wingmates to follow him as he intercepted the starfighters. Of course, Vader would find the three X-Wings as they raced through the trench of the Death Star. And already knowing the threat that existed from the rebel pilot who was powerful in the Force, he was completely focused upon Luke's X-Wing. As Vader closed the distance and again feeling the obvious waves of Force energy coming from the pilot, it was then that Vader noted out loud that the Force was strong in this one. So there we have it, the first time Vader sensed Luke's Force power during the Battle of Yavin. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions? Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. Or perhaps follow us on Twitter, @SWReadingClub, for updates regarding the channel. Or support the channel through Patreon for access to exclusive rewards and discussions. If not for me... For the 61st TIE Squadron.